Good evening, and welcome to Progressively Horrified, the show where we hold horror to standards it absolutely never agreed to.
Good evening, and welcome to Progressively Horrified, the podcast where we hold horror to progressive standards it never agreed to. Tonight, we are bringing you a very special crossover episode with our friend at the Giant Size Violence podcast as we come together to talk about a modern, giant quotation marks classic, Velocipastor. I am your host, Jeremy Whitley, and with me tonight, I have a panel of cinephiles and cenobites. First, they're here to challenge the sexy werewolf, sexy vampire binary. My co-host, Ben Kahn. Ben, how are you tonight?
I am legitimately excited to discuss the theology in this movie.
And the cinnamon roll of Cenobites, our co-host, Emily Martin. How are you tonight, Emily?
I'm glad to know that China is east.
Yes, decidedly. And our guest slash co-host tonight, writer, the host of Giant Size Violence, friend of the show, and favored final girl, Tomi Trembeth. Tomi, welcome.
Hello. It's great to be here again. Thank you all for joining me. There's no one else in this world than you three that I would rather discuss this movie with. So I am so glad you agreed to this giant size crossover.
I'm honored. For real, though.
Movie is interesting because it asks the question, can you make The Room on purpose?
And make it good and watchable. I willingly and excitedly watched this movie multiple times before this was coming up.
Dive into it. There's elements of this movie that as a whole, I'm not sure about, the spirit of this movie, because at its heart, it's trying to satirize the unsatirizable. This movie is trying to mimic the feeling of a man with more neurodivergence than dollars. And a dream who thinks they're gonna win an Oscar for best director on this an insane piece of shit. And This is a movie that's trying to capture that. So it's a movie. So I'm constantly aware that this movie isn't actually insane. It's a sane man imitating insane.
Yeah, I will say, this is my second time watching it, and I liked it a lot better the second time, because the first time it just felt cynical to me, right? Let's go make a bad movie on purpose is very different than, the earnestness of, let's make the most amazing movie ever, and then producing some of the things that we've watched. I mean, a Trolls 2,
Yes.
Something like that.
Where's the energy of a 93 Super Mario Brothers movie where you have two directors who don't speak English thinking they're making Blade Runner while Leguizamo and Hoskins are taking shots and getting progressively more shit-faced every take?
Yeah, I feel like, for me, the low point of this movie is the parents blowing up with special effects to, insert here or later box on it, because I'm all right, we get it. We get it. Whereas, I'd much rather them do a bad special effect.
Because I've never
how do
seen...
we do the Sam Raimi ass version of this thing?
Tommy Wiseau would never have an unfinished VFX. It looked crazy and terrible, but he'd make sense there was something in the shot.
It's funny to me too, because this filmmaker, Brendan Steere, is too good to make the movie he wants to make.
Yes.
Because we'll talk about the love scene later, but it's too artistically made for this movie.
Yeah,
the love scene in the room is interminable. It goes on forever. There are so many candles and billowing curtains. But this one is it just turns into a music video.
This movie is really funny, but it's intentionally funny. Its comedic timing is too good for what it's trying to be, if that makes sense.
It didn't kill it for me, though. It didn't.
No, this movie's a ton of fun. I just feel it raises some questions about filmmaking.
And there are some things that really work. like casting his dad as Father Stewart, like who is clearly not
Father
a professional
Stewart.
actor.
Father
He's
Stewart,
like-
or is here. So here's what both distracted me and made the movie way better about Father Stewart. That man looks like so much like John Bolton, the guy who helped get us into Iraq and I guess Iran now.
Oh, Jesus.
Like just this
That guy
insane fucking
couldn't-
war happy neoconservative who's in this movie and is mad that you're horny.
That guy couldn't deliver his lines more like Neil Breen if he took a class on it. Like, it's really like anytime he's on screen for positive values, the quality of the film goes down. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
know,
No. For what this movie is trying to be, Daniel Steere is the best actor in the movie.
This is the first time I watched it, and it seemed to ride a line. Like I can see where Ben is
This movie's
coming
fun.
at it.
I had a lot of fun with this movie. It is a comedy. There's a lot that's really funny about it. But what this movie isn't is unhinged. This is a person with a very specific vision who made understandable decisions to execute on it. It's many things, but it's not specifically unhinged.
But I think it's hinged enough. I mean, like I think that this is one of those movies where the craft it feels weird to come at it from this angle. But
I
yeah,
don't
like
feel
the
like
VX
anyone on this set was insane with power and /or substances.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel from the creator perspective, like I kind of appreciate that. But I mean, I feel like there could have been some more creative solutions to these problems. Like, the dinosaur outfit could have been better. And I'm sure
No,
that they
dinosaur. Okay, on that, disagree. Hunchback of Notre Raptor was fucking perfect.
I know so many people that do costumes and stuff that I'm like,
now, I want to say about the dinosaur costume. Brendan Steere already had this dinosaur costume.
Perfect.
This is like trivia.
Amazing.
Is that he made this dinosaur costume for a school play that the principal then decided was too violent and didn't let them put on. So he just had an unused dinosaur costume sitting around his house.
okay,
Okay,
yeah, no,
that's the energy. That's the energy I want. That's what I'm here for.
Yeah.
Now that you've mentioned that, the unhingedness, like the surface of this
That's unhinged.
this ocean is relatively calm, but I feel like there's a lot of unhinged energy beneath it. Like the craft is so good that like you don't see the struggle beneath, and that's an interesting place for a film to be, especially when we're looking at B movies.
I definitely appreciate a movie willing to just throw traditional notions of quality out the window because a person has a specific vision and a thing that they just think it will be really fucking funny to make. And I respect that so much. Like, I think Velocipastor, I think it belongs with like Kung Pao Enter the Fist.
To Emily's point, like the reason I needed to talk about this on a podcast with people that watch a lot of schlock in their free time, like I've seen movies try to be.
I just compared it to Kung Pao Enter the Fist. Does that tell you how much fucking schlock I consume?
Yeah, like I've seen other movies try to do the like bad on purpose or intentional B movie thing, and it normally doesn't work when the filmmaker isn't on the joke. This is the only time I've seen that and been like, no, this works. And like the VFX car on fire right from the beginning, like that lets you know right off the bat that yes, they are in on it. And they're also doing really clever things right off the bat to show they have technical prowess. This is made by very capable, creative, talented people. Like it's almost hilarious that within the first 5 minutes you see they will go so hard on the scenes that don't matter to the actual plot. Like we get the cheapest opening shot, then a lack of special effects, and then the heart-to-heart between two priests is like a comic book panel put to film, like very creatively framed, still kind of jokingly like putting flubs in there on purpose, but like it lets you know
Hulk shit.
immediately like what we're doing here, and like, no, stay tuned. Like, we're in on it. We are talented, we promise. And I have a thesis for this that is the reason I'm talking about this crossing over with giant-sized violence, is that this is the antithesis to Tokusatsu. Like, this whole channel is about like Tokusatsu special filmmaking. And this is a movie that like does not go hard on the special effects of the dinosaur or the gore or the explosions. But when it's a scene that doesn't matter, like two friends mourning or a sex scene that's like not really necessary, all of a sudden it's high art. And that makes it's so interesting to me, and why I like love to juxtapose it with Toku.
The horny montage that combines priest work, random flirting about town, and vigilante dinosaur murder.
Don't forget learning about dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yes.
The dinosaur studying montage. Not sure how important that really was onto all things, but all of it, all of those strands, equally horny.
Yeah, it is like, to your point, Tommy, it's a very unusual balance. And it does, for me, it begs a lot of analysis, because I also think that beginning bit with the VFX, like VFX car on fire, just kind of gives you the idea. And it's also, that's where it starts. You know, that's where the like true ridiculousness starts. And I feel like that is like the perfect like starting line for the ridiculousness of this movie, where now I'm like, okay, I'm buckled up. Let's go.
Well, I think the proper way to view this movie is the dinosaur is a metaphor. You kind of have to like see the movie in a multi-layered way, because I think the dinosaur is a metaphor for the movie's true heart, which is exploring theological schisms within the Roman Catholic Church.
Elaborate on that.
No.
So let's talk.
I mean, that's literally what the movie is about. The movie is about a guy being like, not sure about this vow of chastity thing, critiquing the structures of Catholic doctrine, all while having to stop like a radical conservative sect of Catholic ninjas and their alternate strategies for driving people to the pews. I mean, I'm not nearly Christian enough to come up with anything for this, but that is what the movie is literally about. This is textually a movie about religious schism within the Catholic Church.
Yeah, I mean, let's get into it. I do want to mention who made this film. It is written and directed by Brendan Steere.
And edited.
Yes, and edited by Brendan Steere.
Real hero.
His dad is the priest, Daniel Steere. His mother is the priest's girlfriend that gets blown up after appearing briefly in this movie. And his brother is the guy in the dinosaur costume. It also stars Greg Cohan as our protagonist, if you call him that. Alyssa Kempinski is our prostitute / doctor / lawyer. We also have Jiechang is the head of the Catholic ninjas. We'll cover that. But of course, I want to make sure, even though he's only in this briefly, to mention Fernando Pacheco de Castro, who is Frankie Mermaids.
Yeah,
boy,
the best character in the movie.
Yeah, we'll talk about him very
Drowning in
shortly.
bitches.
He is a lot. So let's talk about what happens. So we have our protagonist, Father Doug Jones? ? Doug Jones.
Did they just not Google if Doug Jones was already a guy?
That's
I feel like
100% on
did.
purpose.
I feel like that's intentional.
That is absolutely intentional. Like, who is the most monster-friendly person?
Does Brendan Steere know Doug Jones?
I don't know. And I think
loves
we should
him.
mention up top here that Velocipastor started out as a trailer for a movie that doesn't exist for Grindhouse, like Thanksgiving, which also eventually became a movie, which we haven't seen.
And Machete.
Yeah. So Father Doug Jones is a priest written by a guy who clearly doesn't know much about priests and priest stuff. It's fine. We'll get to it.
I didn't notice anything wrong.
His parents are blown up along with their car for reasons unknown. When they show up to pick him up from priest school, we'll find out later on. That's why they're here.
Oh, yeah, a priest college. Yeah, where you go to be a priest.
I love Father Stewart comforting him afterwards, and all he's got is like, it's what parents do. They die.
So fucking, and now that I
Yeah.
know that it's his dad who says that, is so fucking good.
Like,
It's just like,
Father
right.
Stewart, like, again, like, Father Stewart is the one guy who's, I'm like, I never know what choice you're about to make, my guy.
Father Stewart lets him stay at the church, which is supposed to be Catholic, despite clearly having a Presbyterian logo, like decal on the outside with the flame and the cross. That's Presbyterian.
I'll
But
take your word
it's
for
fine.
it.
With
It's part of it.
yeah, with
What if our Jesus was on fire?
He's a Velocipastor, not a Velocipriest. Maybe it's their own thing.
Oh, that's a
yeah, that
really
was the
freaking
other
good point.
question. Is they seem to be Catholic, but he is. I guess Velocipriest doesn't sound cool. It doesn't
Yeah,
gel
that
with
doesn't rhyme.
Velociraptor.
Hmm.
But if he was, if he was Presbyterian, he could get married and have sex. That's fine.
Yeah, if he doesn't break his vow of chastity, then we don't have an Act 2 character arc.
So with all this loss, Doug is starting to question his faith, and he decides to go to the mystical, temporal deciduous forests of China.
Can I just say one minor detail of this movie that I really love is the gaffer is credited in the opening credits.
Yeah, good for them, man. That's
Like,
important.
That's the kind of detail that I do really appreciate. I think works really well.
You know,
That's
Yeah.
why I trust this movie.
as a trans woman, a gaff means something very different to me. Can you fill the audience in on what a gaffer does?
Yes, very important.
Yeah, so a gaffer is pretty much the person in charge of like the lighting and a lot of the electrical work on a set.
Hmm.
So pretty much the guy holding the lights got opening billing.
I mean, with the crew that size, it's very important.
Yeah, like that's really funny that they're like, oh shit, we don't have enough names to like actually fill out the opening credits. Throw in the gaffer.
And for a film as Dogma 95 as this, they really pull off their experimental lighting very well. So kudos to them for crediting him in the opening credits.
Yes.
Yeah. China here is also clearly the same park that both prostitution will be happening in later, but also the same park the ninjas live in.
Also the same park that will be Vietnam War later on.
Yeah. And it is an actual park. They had police called on them while doing action scenes in the park.
Again,
Amazing. And also, who's the fucking narc that dropped a dime on him?
right?
Yeah.
They're just doing their fucking ninja movie.
Apparently, when the narc called in, they said there was some shenanigans going on with ninjas and a dinosaur. So I feel
Who's
like
calling? The cops should have just hung the fuck up on her at that point.
Call the Ninja
Yeah.
Turtles. They're way more
I'm sorry.
equipped for this.
There's ninjas and dinosaurs, and they're doing, in your description, shenanigans? Get a fucking life, lady. Click.
Honestly, yeah. I assume. I think our assumption here that it was a white woman who called in.
100%.
Yeah.
Like, if you're like, hey, there's guys in ninjas and dinosaur masks, and they just took this zoo hostage, sure, call that in. What are you fucking charging them with? Like, shenanigans in the second degree? Fuck off. Lady who called the cops on the filming of Velocipastor in 2017?
Something like a turtle.
They did not call the cops when they were doing the Vietnam filming back there, though. They are way too dogmatic in supporting our troops to ever call the police on them.
Yeah, it was a documentary for
yeah.
TLC. Or no, excuse me, History Channel.
Well, they were just impressed by Daniel Steere's young man makeup.
You mean his young man wig.
And his blonde mustache, his mustache wig.
Did he? I guess they did dye his mustache or give
They
him a
did dye his
different
mustache. His
Okay.
mustache was also like bright blonde.
Actually, you know what? That mustache work was really good. Like, that was some serious business. But anyway,
Look, the
sorry.
mustache is doing the best acting on his face.
Can't argue
So
with
on
that.
his way wandering through the deciduous forests of China, he sees a girl running. She gets shot through the chest by an arrow, and he decides to ask her if she is okay, despite having an arrow coming out of her chest from the other
I
side.
need to describe her outfit because I love this is her outfit and how you know that she's from China. It's that rice patty hat that Raiden wears in the Mortal Kombat games, and then a strip mall karate dojo gi.
I mean, it's
Yep.
basically what Raiden wears in Mortal Kombat, the game, but without like the black vest thing. Like it's just like a rice hat and bum.
Yeah, this movie definitely comes from it's like the Mortal Kombat school of like Asian culture knowledge for white people.
China is east.
Yeah, China is
Yeah,
east,
it is
but
east.
Him just looking at the compass and being like, "It is east," was legitimately such funny delivery.
yeah, my friend was watching it with me, and he turned to me and he's like, "Is this movie good? Like, is this movie actually good?" The fact that they actually had Chinese language, though, like that's where I'm like, "Thank you, year of our Lord 2017."
You know, if this movie was made in like 2006, it would have been the most racist goddamn thing you've ever heard in your life.
Yeah, that's somehow not like terribly racist.
We remember Team America World Police, right?
The fact that
unfortunately,
the extent of it is Doug's father saying, "What did that Chinese tell you?" Like that.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, that's as
Yeah.
far as the line's going to get pushed. Good. This feels a little accurate for like backyard filmmaking movies too.
Yeah, I love there is a bit of like cinematic racism in here, and that like
Oh yeah.
as she is dying, she hands him a talisman shaped like a dinosaur claw and urges him to destroy it. But when she looks at his face, declares that he is the Dragon Warrior, which is the only thing she knows how to say in English,
The
apparently.
only thing she
Dragon
knows how to
Warrior.
say in English, but knows how to say it with a perfect American accent.
No, I'm fully like in the world of this movie, I fully believe that all of those folks speak perfect English in that world. They just choose not to because they want to fuck with people that are white.
Well, we very much know that's the case for Wei Chan because we get that thing where like he's speaking Chinese and Father Stewart's speaking English, and both of them are understanding each other perfectly while refusing to speak the other's language.
One of them may even be Chinese still, but speaks with a perfect Australian accent when they're speaking in English. We don't know their race for sure.
Oh my god, I am so about the Australian ninja. I can't wait to talk about the Australian ninja.
And there was a random Japanese ninja with his like backstory. So I guess we have like the whole like the fact that we have the Chinese ninja warrior Sub-Zero, aka the main guy, and then an actual like ninjutsu ninja
It's a
guy.
very multi-ethnic band of ninjas.
Yeah, which I think we need to bring back into media, right? Like
Bring
the
back
Foot
the Foot
Clan.
Clan.
We
Yeah, the
really
Foot
got to go
Clan.
back to villains just having ninja minions for sure.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
feel
I'm-
like it's even saying China and Japan are the same. I think it's saying
No.
anyone can be a ninja. Chinese people, Japanese people, kind of tall people, Australians, women,
There's a black
gingers,
guy in there.
priests. All of them can be ninjas.
Anybody we
Yeah.
could round up at the bar to act in this scene.
Yeah, and you know, also I feel like the movie is taking shots at the flagrant racism and shit like Three Ninjas, right? The way that the
What?
ninjas are depicted.
So anyway, Doug immediately cuts
What?
his hand on the talisman and has a showdown with the attacking ninja. And then we cut to him waking up back in the church because, yeah,
Look,
he's been
those
having
three-
nightmares since returning from China, blah, blah, blah.
I love Father
Exhibition.
Stewart's advice. Just being like, you'll forget about China soon. Then
Well,
just gives those
Just
awkward ass
push it
hug.
down.
Can I say something really quick? This is him going to China. Father, what's his name? What's the father guy? What's
Father
his name?
Stewart.
Father Stewart. Father Stewart says, "Go somewhere that God can't follow you." So he goes to China, but then
Go somewhere you think God won't follow and see if he does, is what he
Yeah,
said.
I
yeah,
really
yeah.
thought that was going to pay off in a way that it did not.
I think that
This
that may have been a
movie
little
is
more
a
fun than the
natural
movie could
double
chew.
feature with Mother exclamation mark.
I don't know about that.
Exclamation point.
It's both.
Hey, you
the same.
guys.
What's up?
Shut up. Frankie Mermaids is here.
Frankie,
Yes!
Mermaid. You know why he's called Mermaid?
Because he's swimming in
Women and
bitches.
bitches.
Yes, we introduced Frankie Mermaids, the pimp swimming in bitches, and his hooker doctor lawyer, Carol.
Yes!
She is in both law school and medical school.
Good
and
for her.
She's just hooking to pay for all of that.
Yeah, she's hooking to pay for pre-med law school.
That's going to be like in the future, in order to pay for law school, like we're all going to have to sell feet pics.
I'll have you know that
now
I'll
on
be
AO3.
selling my feet
fix
pics for
that
the
beat.
sheer love of the game.
We never see anyone use the internet in this movie. I'm like 90% sure. So like OnlyFans was not an option. Like you really only have the option of being pimped out by Frankie fucking Mermaid if you want to pay for medical school and law school at the same time.
That shit's expensive. And I think sex work, with the right
I think
pimp.
fuck crypto. Crypto's nonsense. In the future, feet pics will be the only currency.
I mean, I think there's going to be
Tarantino
other
will
stuff.
finally swim in his Scrooge McDuck vault.
He does have something there. If only he kept his mouth shut. If only he just didn't talk and made feet pics.
But if only, I would be fine with the feet pics. Just say nice things about Matthew Lillard.
No, just like don't have him sit there. He can be in the movie. He can be in the movie and be like whatever fucking awful, awful, awful piece of shit that he's playing. And then in the shoot outside of the kayfabe, I think Quentin Tarantino should never speak.
Just the prostitute being named Carol on its own is so funny to me. Like, if you were of the buying prostitute type, imagine it's 2017, someone rolls up to your window you roll it down going like, hey, looking to party? I'm Carol.
With a K? Sure.
No, with a C. Explicitly with a C.
It's the 21st century, Ben. We can have sex workers named Carol, okay? If anybody could be a ninja, Carols can be sex workers. And people will be out there looking for their Carol, okay?
Carol was my grandmother's name. You trying to say my grandmother couldn't be a hooker?
I have an aunt Carol.
What happens to Carol, Jeremy?
Look, I'm just saying, there's a reason that he doesn't go by Maxwell Friedman in the ring.
Anyway,
sometimes you gotta pick a name that fits the industry. What if Carol is her stripper name? Oh, that'd be great if that was her pseudonym.
Her birth name is Honey.
Yes.
She just goes
Her name
by
is
Carol.
Bambi.
Yes. Oh.
So Carol gets slapped and sent to turn tricks in the remarkably Chinese-looking park.
No, I need to describe this slap in more detail because it's really Frankie turning around, being Carol, hello, and then just backhand slapping her as hard as he can.
There's no bitch
thing
where's my
about
money.
this is he starts slapping with one hand and then they switch angles and he's following through with the other, which implies that either he slapped her with both hands or they did an intentionally bad cut there.
What I love is that Frankie Mermaid has like that balding yet long on the sides, comb over scumbag look.
I think
except it's very, very obvious that this actor shaved his head, and you can already see the stuff like starting to grow back.
It is documented fact that this actor shaved his head like this for the part, showed up the day of like this, and is wearing clothes that he himself bought for the part because he was so excited about it.
Yeah, because this man is legitimately Frankie Mermaid.
Yeah, he was. I wonder if it's his OC.
You cannot tell me that this isn't like the coolest motherfucker alive.
I don't know.
Fernando Pacheco de Castro, I want to party with you.
He's where we start to see that this movie does not have a wasted character. Like any throwaway character, they really do their part to make the most of. Even if they're just a ninja that's about to die off screen, they get something that makes them memorable and their own.
This is an important mark of quality films. Like really good, fun movies don't waste a character. We've seen this many times.
Small parts.
Yeah. And that's why this movie is up here.
I really do think the movie aired in killing off Frankie Mermaid as early as it does, just because there's nobody else in the movie that reaches his level of fun.
I think it would have been too loud and consistent of a note, right? Like, I think it would have distracted us.
I think you need to give him one more scene.
He really makes the most of the scenes he's in.
Yeah.
So Carol goes to turn tricks in the remarkably Chinese-looking park. She's attacked by a man who wants to hurt her and steal her money. But Doug saves the day by showing up and when pressed, turning into a dinosaur.
He shows up hungry.
I need to go back a little bit. I have more Frankie Mermaid.
We'll get back to Frankie Mermaid, okay?
I'm back to
he has another scene.
He just has this one line that fucking floored me. It's like, it might have been like a fucking pickup line. It's what he yells like as he walks off screen. He just like yells at another sex worker, "If you shove dicks in your mouth the way you do sandwiches, I'd be a millionaire by now."
I did not catch that. I'm glad that you took us sideways over here to talk about this particular detail, because I did not catch that.
It's one of the fucking funniest lines in the movie.
You are correct.
Yeah, and in the director commentary on this, apparently that was improvised. Also,
I believe it.
Also, that's on a public street, and there were school children leaving a nearby school as he's yelling this.
Fernando Pacheco de Castro, the legend that you are.
Again, the unhinged iceberg gets bigger and bigger down here.
Oh, Frankie Mermaid is unhinged.
I want
deeply.
a show with him in it. Like,
yes.
I wish, like, if Velocipastor was a show, he would have to be like a Huggy Bear, but he would have to be like going, like, he would have to
He'd
turn
be a
around
character
his
that like the
misogyny.
Workaholics trio would meet.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jeremy.
So Doug dinos out and tears up this man. Apparently, then passes out, and Carol, I guess, just fireman carries her back to her apartment. Because like he wakes up in her bed, and she is the only one who could have gotten him there, and he doesn't remember anything that's happened. They then have a hilarious comedic misunderstanding conversation where she is talking about how he turned into a dinosaur. He is talking about how he thinks they had sex, and they're sort of talking at cross purposes. He's like, was this your first time too? And he's like, seeing somebody turn into a dinosaur?
It was
this is
terrifying. I think I even peed myself.
Yeah.
This is sitcom miscommunication running. Like this is too well structured to be in a truly terrible movie. But I do want to talk about Carol's, Alyssa Kempinski's, my favorite acting moment she has in the movie. It's when Doug is first rapturing out and killing this guy. He's ripping the mugger apart. And we cut to Carol, who's just staring and watching. And then she stops to put her unlit cigarette in her mouth and then just lets it fall immediately back out of her mouth.
I mean, that's very real. That's so real to me. Because, like, if you're watching a dinosaur eat your attacker, I would want to have a cigarette.
What it felt like to me was she was supposed to have the cigarette in her mouth at the start of the shot, and it was supposed to fall out. And instead, they just kind of kept it, like as an intentional thing, they just kept rolling to her, and they're like, "Oh shit, put it in. Okay, now let it fall out of your mouth from shock."
As a mannequin head comes flying by, not dressed up to look actually gory at all.
I was also a big fan of the mugger cocking his pistol back with every shot like it was a revolver.
Yeah, he shoots several times in a row off screen, and then when he rolls back on screen, he cocks the pistol every time like it's a manual pistol, like he's using a Luger or something like that.
It's very funny.
He's literally cocking it like a shotgun, like he's got a. It's wild.
I mean, it's as accurate as several other action films in terms of how it depicts guns, but he's not shooting anyone through a phone.
Doug, of course, does not believe that he turned into a dinosaur, and to prove this to him, Carol has to take him out to the scene of the crime where they discover the dead body that she's pulled some leaves over, he
Doug doesn't
throughout the
believe
scene is wearing
dinosaurs
her dress.
exist.
Doug doesn't believe dinosaurs exist, which I think is another important point to the Catholic schism, or the, at least religious schism thesis that you have, Ben. But I did want to underscore the thing that Jeremy said at the very end there, which was he is wearing her dress because he doesn't have any clothes.
Looking great in it, by the way.
Yes. He's wearing this orange onesie sweater dress that's like a cable knit, maybe. Or maybe
He's
it's
got
like
the
just
body
knit.
for it.
And he looks so good.
He's just slouching his shoulders too much. You're like, if he just had more confidence, oh my God, he'd look like he'd be wearing it better than she would.
That scene alone, like, I did see this movie in year one of transition, but like I have projected a little bit of a trans narrative on it ever since, because like Doug has this like spiritual and sexual awakening through his like more sexually open female friend who like, takes him out of his literal priest garb and like shows him a world he hasn't really seen before. He's always just been headlong into the priesthood, and now he gets to become his own self-actualized person. He sees becoming in touch with this feminine side makes him realize how fucked up and repressed he's been in this other part of his life.
And he has to transform to do it.
Is Doug not more closely, properly modeling Jesus's behavior by befriending sex workers versus the Catholic Church shown hostile to sex workers, the very people that Jesus went out of his way to accept and befriend?
You think that.
He fully Da Vinci codes her.
Yeah.
The dinosaur becomes a force of good through Carol. Like when it's being repressed by the church, that's when it's coming out uncontrollably, hurting his loved ones at certain points in the movie. But when it's through Carol, he never hurts Carol.
We can absolutely make this raptor a trans allegory, 100%.
I will say, though, Carol's dress leaves nothing to the imagination.
No, we see so much of his dick in this movie.
Good for him, though.
There's the one fight scene he has in the tidy whities that's just leaving nothing to the imagination.
He is more naked than she is in this film.
Oh my God, yeah.
He is way more naked. Yeah, that's super. I mean, and she plays a fucking sex worker at the beginning.
Between the dress scene and the tidy whitey scene, you will be able to make out the full outline of this man's penis.
And like when outside of
that shit,
outside of her like sex work outfit, she has like this amazing fashion that is so diverse. Like her little like sundress that she's wearing is so cute. Like she's definitely a layered character. Therefore, this film is feminist. Continue.
I also appreciate the fact that the actress playing Carol and the way that she is styled is very like middle class pretty. Like
yeah.
It's like
she's not overly made up either.
Yeah, they're not overly making her up. They're not.
It's sensible attire for a hooker doctor lawyer.
Her nightgown, like the first time they have a conversation, but that's like some of the most gorgeous I've ever seen an actress look in any movie. I don't know what it is, but it's just simple. It's elegant, beautiful. I want that nightgown, and I want to look like that in said nightgown.
Yeah, she has some incredible like light fabric stuff that she's wearing, and I'm sure they can't afford, if they can't afford the car VFX, they can't afford the kind of Hollywood scaffolding that they are usually using in these movies, in these fucking billion-dollar movies, showing a titty. But like that's just a testament to the character and the performance of these actors.
Yeah, so at this point Carol proposes that they work together as vigilante murderers to take care of all the bad guys around, because she knows plenty of people that deserve to die. But he's too much of a religious protagonist for that, and he turns her down and runs back to because he's late to take confessions.
No, his specific way of turning her down is remove thy sinning hands, Jezebel. Which, what the fuck, my guy? Is that what they teach you at priest college?
The fact that this movie preschool. It's but really quick. The movie that I had watched more recently, like the most recent movie that I watched before this was, I mean, technically it was Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, which is also kind of weirdly relevant. But then before that same day, I watched Jacob's Ladder, with a friend of mine who had never seen it before. And that juxtaposition with this film may
That movie
affect me
also
in
has a
my
lot of a disoriented man running. So
Yeah, and I
and
will say
and weird horns
complicating
and Vietnam.
complicating the religious philosophy. Some people are beyond help and just need to die via dinosaur murder. Not exactly in keeping with turn the other cheek, forgive them, Father, they know not what they do. Not exactly the traditional Christian message.
I mean, here's the thing about
We're certainly in a more Templar-driven direction, but not actually, because we'll get to the Templars later.
that's the thing about the Catholic Church in terms of how they interpret shit that Jesus did that is written down in the book that they all really like. And I'm talking about like the organization of the Catholic Church picking and choosing. I think that this film is also highlighting that, as you've said, with this picking and choosing of righteousness according to a Christian standard, which is to say, you know, yeah, I'm going to well, it is the proper message, which is like sex workers okay, people okay, someone fucks with your people, then you turn into a fucking velociraptor and kill them.
God, I think, canonically has sick dinosaurs on people in the Bible. That's like what Leviathan and Behemoth are here for.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
And I think those are the only two named demons in the Bible.
We got Legion. We got other demons.
I mean, in like the
monster sense.
Original one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like in the Old Testament. Yeah. In the Old Testament, I think that
yeah, we don't have much in the way of demons. I think, I don't know.
Wait, is this in the sub or the dub?
Yeah.
Let's get back to the plot.
Something about Behemoth and Leviathan.
Shut up, Frankie Mermaids is back.
Oh, he's late to take Frankie Mermaid's confession.
Which Frankie, there's such a horrible and real to movies like this plot convenience, because like Frankie Mermaids is like, I haven't confessed in months. I don't know, or years even. He doesn't know when his last confession is. He wants to confess to killing some people and taking some drugs and selling some drugs and pimping. And also, there was this great time where he like blew up this old couple right out in front of the church, he thinks it was. And then one of his priest buddies ran out and was like, Mom, Dad, like they were his parents or something.
He also threw a baby in the river.
So one snitch that he took.
He stole from the baby, and then he threw the baby in the river so it wouldn't snitch. Yeah.
Yeah. That was very important distinction.
Yes.
Now, here's
we
the
need
thing.
to have the motivation for why he threw the baby in the river.
It's very important.
The pride he takes in all of these, he is truly warmed. Like his heart is happy just thinking about his fond memories of crime.
And again, Ben, to your thesis about the criticism of the Catholic Church and schisms, it did take the priest being personally involved, I should say, the pastor being personally involved to care that bad about like all the other shit.
So what we're seeing is an explicit rejection of the practice of confession and its cleansing power to get you into the kingdom of heaven. This is just a movie about Martin Luther if he turned into a dinosaur.
that should be the
Protestant.
Prequel. The original Dragon Warrior was Martin Luther.
was Martin Luther.
Ooh.
He was whack anti-Semitic though, huh?
If Velocipastor 2 does well enough, I'm wondering if we can talk Brennan Steere into doing a period piece of Martin Luther, the original Velocipastor.
What was a dude in... What fucking year was Protestantism invented? Fucking
like
1300s?
14 something?
I think it was in the 50s.
They talk about it in Pentiment.
Was a guy in the 14 somethings anti-Semitic? Fucking, let me put out the news alert.
Fair.
Let me hop on Blue Sky and cancel Martin Luther.
I think he's been canceled, but we can do it some more. It's probably the statute of limitations is lapsed, so I think we should cancel Martin Luther.
I never subscribed to Martin Luther. So, of course, he has to kill Mr. Mermaids. So he tears him up from in the confessional, he won't tell him or doesn't know why he murdered his parents. He shits and giggles. His boss told him to do it. And he decides, you know what? Carol's right. They should just kill some guys and also flirt and have a whole montage of them flirting
So
and
cute.
being new best friends and also killing guys and learning
It's
about
such
dinosaurs.
a funny montage.
It was so ideal date.
He's working out in the least cool way possible too. Like he's got the medicine ball. Like I don't know. This is like if Rocky worked out like your grandpa does.
He's doing the medicine ball toss, but instead of like up against a wall like most dudes do, he's just throwing it up into the air in a very like cheerleadery way.
Like somebody who doesn't know how to use a medicine ball.
Like it's a very like wee, like you know.
I feel like it works for his character. But
Totally.
yeah, folks, if you on a date, that would require some discussion, but also perfect date, friend date, look at some dinosaur books, roll around in
you cannot
in the
go wrong with a
grass.
dinosaur date.
Yeah, dinosaur. You go to the library. You don't look this shit up on Wikipedia. You go to the library. And you fucking get a dinosaur book, and then you read it, and you go to the gym and throw medicine balls at me, and then I'll throw them back and shut up.
Rather than letting it like escalate to any of the typical bases, if they could take me to their church and give me my first communion, I think that's way better than getting to third base, which he does in the montage. I think it's
sexy communion.
It's a spiritual third base. It's a spiritual commitment and intimacy, which it was very intimately filmed, where he was like on the tongue.
Baptism is going all the way in this game.
Yeah. You gotta be
it's Catholic
wet.
baptism, so you just have to sprinkle them on the head. So,
And let's not talk about baptism, or never mind.
Make your own
Protestant
joke,
baptism. You have to fully dunk them.
Yeah, you fill it in.
Yeah, thank you. This is an interactive experience, just like David Lynch movies.
Yeah, so they have a montage, and Father Stewart notices them having a montage and calls him aside to be like, hey,
my son, did you just have a montage with that woman?
Hey, that was some sexy montaging. And
I could have seen this movie finding a way to break the fourth wall and actually show Father Stewart witnessing a montage, like he's looking through a window and the montage is happening on the window.
Yeah. Father Stewart is mad that you're horny.
Oh man, it's like when in all these movies that are still happening, when the security footage of the thing that happened before is the exact same fucking direction as the movie that we saw earlier, but it's somebody playing it on the screen. So apparently, like, somebody's fucking incredible recording technology is also following the cinematic cues of the scene.
Oh, I love that shit.
Very good movie. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, Father Stewart, very not his real dad fashion, pulls him aside to have a conversation about all this shit. He tells Father Stewart about everything that's going on, and Father Stewart decides that he needs to take him to an exorcist to get this dinosaur exorcised, and then introduces him to this exorcist he looks like an exorcist as like a Christian contemporary musician would imagine a non-Christian exorcist as a pagan exorcist.
His means are non-traditional, which is Father Stewart's code word of saying Alistair is clearly bisexual.
Yeah, he's basically the when he first showed up, I thought he was a demon, like a literal demon that like the priest had like caught and was like, this is my demon that tells me about hell stuff.
They went full Chris Angel on this guy.
This guy was really fucking good. Like, I think I saw this guy in an anti-Satanism video on a Christian channel on Everything is Terrible.
This is Aurelio Voltaire. He's a musician who contributed songs for the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Oh,
in real life.
I think he did that Brain song.
Yeah, so this is a real musician guy that they got for this role.
Well, I'd hope so, because he did have his ears, like, those are real ass modified ears.
Fuck? Those are like elf ears. How did he get those?
Yeah.
You can get those done surgically. I saw a few of them at Emerald City Comic Con.
We were joking
what
before
do?
the
You just bust
recording.
into the doctor's office and be like, "Give me the Legolas."
Jeremy's the spitting image of Alistair here, and
I am not.
Jeremy's got his ears covered with the headphones, so they might be pointed. I've only seen him with headphones, so
It depends on how hungry he is.
Only my glances are pointed, not my ears.
they
And
are.
your commentary.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're hungry. Glances are very pointed whenever you want. But yeah, also Jeremy could be wearing the earrings as well. But so yeah, this motherfucker comes out looking like Brahm. That's an artist joke.
Thank you.
Look up Brahm, artist of Dark Sun campaign setting from D&D 2nd edition TSR.
Now, I happen to know what's up next in the summary, which I believe glances over that while Doug is getting into his backstory of where these demonic dinosaur powers came from, Father Stewart has his Vietnam flashback, which...
Yes, well, we also have the flashback of his family taking him to preschool and just laughing like they're all in fucking Joker gas. Like, that's another case of the movie knowing what the joke is. Only a movie that's in on the joke would know to make the joke go on for too long and then have it keep going to bring it back around to funny.
Just like when Kaoru died.
Oh.
Sorry.
Too soon.
No.
We'll get to Evangelion references later, but that Vietnam scene, like, I'll admit I saw this movie not just within like my first year of transition, but also that early days of experimenting with the devil's lettuce, where like it really affects you and you can have like a spiritual experience. And this is the segment where like that spiritual experience starts to begin and crests at an upcoming music video of like, wait, it's a Vietnam movie, a hilarious and tragic Vietnam movie, and now I'm like genuinely sad for this ninja coming up. But that, apropos of nothing, they give Father Stewart a Vietnam backstory of losing his best friend.
His delivery of not since the war.
So good.
I fucking fastened my seatbelt.
I mean, my seatbelt was fastened, but then I realized that there was like this whole other thing that could come down over my body. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't know this was drop zone. Like, this is the fucking, this is so good. And also, I feel weird that I'm thinking about Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, they introduced the Vietnam backstory and then introduce his best friend to be killed, because that's how Vietnam backstories work. Well, swearing that he's going to name his son after this kid. And then after his best friend is killed, his girlfriend, soon to be wife,
His fiance,
his
the sword for.
fiance comes running from the jungle for some reason, or the woods. It's just the woods.
She must have really wanted to start a family.
Yeah, why was she in Vietnam? Unclear.
Why was
really
Vietnam
wanted to start a family.
My favorite
Canada?
thing about Ali is after he's shot and dies, but he's still blatantly dragging on his cigarette and exhaling smoke.
That's
Even
his
as a
body.
corpse.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because so many fewer people smoke, you don't see that these days.
Like those
but-
are the kind of details that like made like Black Dynamite such an incredible pastiche.
Speaking of Jacob's Ladder, maybe all of this is actually. I'm not gonna.
No,
I'm not
I
gonna
was
spoil
thinking that.
Jacob's
I think
Ladder.
this is Father Stewart's Jacob's Ladder as he's dying. Like he's
Yeah.
witnessing like, and then I went back and became a priest, and my friend was a dinosaur, and there were ninjas.
Yeah, and I created a literal monster, trying to indoctrinate this man into the faith of whatever I am.
I've not seen Jacob's Ladder. I just know the plot, but I feel like this headcanon works.
Oh.
Yeah, it absolutely does. And Father Stewart,
Buckle up.
I will say I love this scene with the mom. Like, well, she's not mom. She is Brendan Steere's mom. And of course the priest is being played by his dad, and she is the character's fiance, and comes running out of the woods just to suddenly. They say she's blown up by a trip mine, but basically she just is replaced with a bucket of blood flying at the priest at the last second.
It's so funny.
Best like special effect in the film, and that's why I was a little like mad at first. I'm no longer mad with my backstory, but of the monster suit. But like, that's why I was like, come on, guys, you could have done a better. Like, that was really fucking funny. You could have done like a more funny bad. Like, I think that the actual inflatable Velociraptor costume that you can get at like the big box stores is copyrighted, so they probably couldn't use that in the movie. But I feel like that would have been more Velociraptor-like.
No, those dinosaurs fight cops and ice agents, not ninjas.
Yeah.
That's true. They're all busy. This guy
Yeah,
was taking
they're-
care of the ninja problem.
Those inflatable dinosaurs are very vulnerable to most things that ninjas have. Like,
Yeah, that's why you had to use this like high school play dinosaur costume. It was more ninja resistant.
That costume was built like a brick shit house, though. Like, I feel like
you must return to the old technologies to solve modern ninja problems.
yeah, I fully agree. But I will say that while the dinosaur costume felt like there were certain missed opportunities for me as like a real nitpicking character designer, the sturdiness of it, much like this film, shows the unhinged like the denseness of this unhinged construction.
yeah.
Speaking of the dinosaur, what happens at the exorcism, Jeremy?
So the exorcist, while Father Stewart is zoning out and thinking about Vietnam, starts pulling the dinosaur out of the man. There, he's changing right there in the chair and full on murders Father Stewart.
No, Father Stewart's not dead yet. He just pulls out his eye.
What happens here should have killed him.
He should have, but we see Father Stewart in a later scene, so
Yeah, and
objectively does not.
We are led to believe that he is dead at this point. He will show back up anyway, because that's just the kind of movie this is.
Yeah, he'll show up and
I'm sorry,
be
I
able
didn't realize
to-
we were trying to preserve the plot twist of Velocipastor.
I just
Yeah,
think it's funny that he calls the Chinese people the Chinese, but he is fully like able to understand the dialect.
Yeah, the exorcist just laughs as all this is going on. We don't know if he's evil or just bad at his job or both. It's a little difficult to say what exactly is going on with that character. Doug runs off into Carol's waiting arms.
Into some
We
ninjas
get
first. Australian ninjas.
Yeah, he deals with some ninjas, and then they have sex in a full on like music video moment.
Yeah.
Is this where the blonde ninja comes in? Who is a
No,
later?
this is when the Australian ninja comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, there is an introduction.
We've seen
to
the white
our,
boy ninja
our
already.
lead ninja and blonde white boy ninja, who I did not expect to be explained, but is explained later.
I
in the story.
love it. I love Beverly Hills Ninja. We get him in that big like he tries to suck up to his boss by joining in on the evil laugh scene.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
And-
very good.
Also, like, we get yet another random backstory with Side Ninja thinking of, oh, this is the day I die. I was told this, and they think of their lost love, and like, they actually make you feel a little bit for a ninja that's about to die.
I mean, yeah, he actually has a decent story, and he's a Japanese ninja remembering in his native language. His name is Jin, which, depending on how you spell it, can also mean person. So
He's a
there's
person.
that. He is either Eiko, Biko, or Seiko according to the anime rules.
Okay, now we need to take a moment on the music video that this leads into, because like this genuinely broke me my first time seeing it. Like I cried. Like, this is peak editing. Like, they use every effect at their disposal. Like when the background of the comic panels showing every single scene in the movie starts flashing to the beat of a really incredible song, mind you. Like, I didn't think this was capable of this much like cinematic excellence, and just like I want to see music videos directed by Brendan Steere, which I am sure he's done given the number of music videos in this movie. But like, this movie briefly becomes high
that
art.
feels right. I would not be at all surprised to find out he's done music videos.
For these bands that
so
are
what
playing.
is do you remember what the song is that's playing here? Didn't have time to think. Is that this one? Okay, yeah, that is Math the band.
Math the band. How can I forget?
Math
But,
the Band is an incredible name for a band.
Almost as
Brendan
good as
is
Pregnant
in a
Dad.
band. The song Extinction Love, which is in here, is his band, Free Parking, which I found out because his credit, like his bio on IMDb ends with Brendan speaks 3 languages and has a sick band. And I was like, does he really have a sick band? And I had to go look it up. And yeah, it's Free Parking, ! Which sings Extinction Love, which is on the soundtrack.
Which I don't think is as good of a name as Math the Band, but still, it's really funny on a flyer. Like, I get why they called it that.
Math the Band is a
Although it can be
Nintendo
cruel.
core band, does like chiptune music, and they very much exist. That song didn't have time to think, which is really solid.
Bringing it back to Emily's insensitive Evangelion references, I do happen to know that end of Evangelion was absolutely an inspiration for this scene. Like, Brendan has said as much in interviews, especially in like the later bits where every single frame is another shot from the movie. I'm like, yeah, that's end of Eva stuff right there.
He fucking he fully did.
Yep.
He said that.
He
fucking said that.
I love that they
Ladies and
start
gentlemen,
with
they
start with like integrating shots of the two of them from different parts in the movie in with shots of them in this sex scene, and then they start showing all the scenes from the rest of the movie, and then at one point it's like 6 different scenes from the movie playing in different parts of the screen.
Folks, this is a first.
It's a lot.
This is a first for me. When the film when the film creators tell me that they're making a fucking Evangelion reference in their film that I am reviewing, that I am inevitably going to make some sort of Evangelion remark, and now they've like engineered it into the film, and that's just, I mean, we haven't talked about 1 hour photo, so I'm prepared for that one, but like that's fucking crazy that this movie now has brought like the fucking iceberg. It's getting so much more complex.
Like, I'm not exaggerating when I say that this might be my favorite sex scene in any movie, period. Like, this might be the best one.
I don't know.
Opinion.
Bound
Honestly,
exists.
Well, I mean, yeah, okay. But this sex scene is actually also like really tender for a movie with a stupid raptor suit.
Okay, this is the most beautiful.
I think you mean a movie with an amazing raptor suit.
This is the most beautiful, seemingly straight sex of any movie I've seen. Now, I don't actually know the sexuality of all the characters. Carol could be bisexual. Doug could be bisexual. Doug very well might be a trans person if my reading is to be accurate. But, you know, at least a scaly, one or both of them have to be a scaly since he is sometimes a dinosaur.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say monster fucking, but now I will. That's important representation in a film. It's not just what the film is about, you know? Like, we need more side characters.
As we talk about, it's about religious schisms.
Yeah, it's about religious schisms, but I feel like we need more just casual, I guess this isn't really casual monster fucker representation. I'm going to shelve that. What happens next in the film that we're talking about?
Can I touch on religious schisms real quick? I'm so sorry to keep us derailed.
Oh, no, that's, please.
So I am friends with Dr. Jeffrey J. Kreipel, who's the professor of comparative religious studies at Rice University. He's the writer of incredible books like The Superhumanities and Mutants and Mystics. Both great books about spiritual experiences and like comparing religious stuff, how this has impacted the origin of philosophy and science fiction, comic book culture, everything. They're one of my favorite writers, maybe my favorite professor out there right now. And like, I've had him on a show that I produce elsewhere that isn't about cool nerdy shit. I really thought about trying to get him on to bring his professor of comparative religious studies knowledge to this movie. I want to hear like an actual collegiate scholar talk about this.
100%.
Also, yeah. Also because of like legitimately the ninjas being part of this, like, where, you know, we have recognized the tool that Catholicism is, so we will use it against itself kind of shit.
And like it lines up with a lot of the themes in their work. Like Mutants and Mystics talks about like the evolution of these like spiritual ideas in culture, going from orientation, or like how we've kind of let the influence of the other, or often Eastern culture in like early tradition, like be a huge influence on our concept of fiction and the other, leading to like alienation, radiation, mutation, realization, authorization, which like the way reality kind of bends by the end of this of like, oh, your girlfriend's just fine and ready to see you right now. Like there's something here, and I do want to, maybe next year, maybe later in the same month, maybe I just dedicate all of April to going as deep as I possibly can into Velocipastor. We'll see, but I might come back to Ben's dissertation on religious schisms as represented in Velocipastor with someone that's maybe the most qualified to speak on the subject.
Well, when you're frightened of dying and you're holding on, you see devils tearing your life away. But when you've made your peace, the devils are really angels, freeing you from the earth.
I don't know what that's referencing.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Glad
you.
that took as long as it did.
It's in a DJ Shadow song.
Wonderful. Thank you for
I don't
giving
know
me
who that is.
a moment on my weird I know a cool guy soapbox. Jeremy, back to you with the plot.
All right. Sorry. At some point when you go back and watch this, you will see there being a point where you're talking and I click my pen and the top flies off across the screen. Which is what I was trying to figure out where the pieces of my pen went, because I was just sitting here fiddling, clicking my pen, and it went poof across the screen.
We'll see how good at editing I can get within like 2 weeks, but maybe this is where I sneak in my like elevated high art music video. I didn't even have time to think to Jeremy's.
If we've somehow managed to capture the comedy at the top of my pen flying off on the camera, that will be amazing.
Also, I'm very sorry. It was DJ Shadow, its uncle, featuring Tom York.
Very good.
Thanks.
Jeremy,
Emily, have
back
you
to the pen
seen
and the
any
plot.
tracks around here? Like, I'm trying to get this back on the tracks, and I can't find them.
My apologies.
So we're back out in the park where the ninjas hang out. There's one guy whose job it is just to hold the scroll that says that it's presumably that it's a ninja camp.
God,
So
when we
they
get the
have
reveal of
Father
what
Stewart.
exactly they are.
They have Father Stewart, who is alive and well is maybe not.
They gave him a
way for
sick
it.
eye patch.
Yeah.
He's
Over
like
his
old-
glasses.
He's like Old Snake now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, he really is. Hideo Kojima also enters the game.
They revealed to him that they are a drug dealing ninja wing of the Catholic Church.
They are Templar ninjas specifically.
Yeah. Here in my thing, it just says in all caps, social commentary. So they are Templar ninja drug dealing priests of the Catholic Church.
Their plan is incredible.
We skipped Father Wei-chan earlier, telling the white ninja guy who's there with him not to use his Christian name here. Which I was like, all right. They don't elucidate on that one, but
No, that religious schism. They are adding whole new rules to the dogma now. They are taking Catholicism and incorporating dogmatic tenets of the Lin Kuei clan from Mortal Kombat as featured by Sub-Zero.
yeah. And so Father Stewart refuses to
Chinese
get
warrior.
on board with this, and so is dead again. He gets stabbed this time by Father Wei-chen.
I love that they kept him alive for that one scene. It's like, oh, actually, you're alive and somehow kidnapped. Let's explain our whole plan to you, and dead again.
Hmm?
And their plan specifically, I love this so much, is they're going to import super cocaine, get the whole city addicted, and then shut off the supply so that everybody's forced to go to AA meetings like at churches and will therefore become Christians.
Which is a wild take when you consider like the actual idea of criticism that is happening. Like that is actually a really fucking incredible, exactly what it's saying.
Literal opium for the masses.
Yeah. But like using
it's like,
the church.
what if we did an Iran-Contra, but with Christianity?
But they're also basically like
A Christian Contra?
they're creating disadvantaged people in order to indoctrinate them because they have nowhere else to turn.
The message of the villain's religious belief is that in order for the church to thrive, it needs to create a beleaguered underclass that it can intentionally then exploit. It is trying to be alcohol in The Simpsons, the cause and solution to all of life's problems.
I am in full agreement. It's beautiful. Beautifully said.
So meanwhile,
Yeah.
Doug and Carol are in bed. I adore the way that like Carol is laid out normally like a person laying on a bed, and Doug is like absolutely like up
Ass
on
out.
her, like yeah, ass out, like trying to get as close to her warmth as he can. He's just
Also, like the fact that he's the one that's like clinging to her in his skivvies and she's under the blanket. Feminist.
he's little
Yes.
spooning and she's not even big spooning. Yeah, so the ninjas come and attack. The two of them jump out of bed in their underwear and fight the ninjas. They somehow both have the skills to do this and kill the last ninja that's there. And then later, Doug informs us that between scenes, before he died, the last ninja told them where the ninja base was so they can go there, which feels so much like somebody watched a cut of the movie and was like, hey, how did they know to go to this place?
I'd like to think that
It's-
there's a scene of them just graphically torturing a ninja and just like there was a whole waterboard sequence they filmed.
But they were like, I don't feel like this really fits with the vibe of the film.
They're like, look, we're trying to make a tight 70. We're just gonna cut the waterboarding for time.
yeah. They
We'll
don't
throw
even
in a
show a
line.
nipple in this film.
We'll ADR a line in.
Can I
Shame
call
we had
out
to.
that like Carol does the Black Widow pose totally unnecessarily. Like the fight is over and then she crouches down just casually into the Black Widow stance.
Fist on the ground.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
What?
lovely.
Where did Carol learn to fight?
On the
Do
streets?
you think she got more fighting skills from hookering, doctoring, or lawyering?
Obviously the
Yes.
sex work, but like
I
you
think
never
this
it
definitely
depends on
hooker
where you are.
style. And
Yeah.
she's working here.
The deep V cut. Absolutely.
I like to think that as Doug was throwing the medicine ball up in the air with such joy, on the other side of that camera shot was Carol doing roundhouse kicks and like getting
Carol
real
has a
good at-
page on Only Fights.
And you can find me on Only Fights at
See,
Pete
I was
Fix.
totally picturing her. I was picturing Carol
Callback.
basically doing the stabbing robot thing from Futurama, just standing in the corner, just
Well,
stabbing.
she was literally idling in some of those shots. Like she was
Oh, yeah.
idling animation in some
And
of those shots.
during this final fight at the ninja camp, she definitely like Street Fighter idols at various points while he's fighting.
She's
Yeah.
Just
straight
stands
up
back there and
dressed as Sonya Blade for it too. Like just
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
throws off her coat and okay, she dressed for Mortal Kombat. Y'all are screwed. And she handled her
Also,
own.
the fact that they have referred to fighting games is also indicates a positive attitude towards transness.
Oh yeah, you're right.
yeah. So they arrive at the ninja camp and they fight ninjas. They are confronted by the white ninja, who we find out is Doug's secret brother.
Before we
We've never
get
had
to
any
that,
reason to believe. Hold on, we've never had any reason to believe that he had a brother or a secret brother. But we get these like pans through flashback scenes that we've seen previously in this, where like they pan just off screen and his brother is over there looking irritated while the whole family is laughing about going to preschool.
And
He sits
Doug's
up out of the
dad-
back of the car.
Doug's dad is saying, "You're my only son, Doug."
Yeah.
Laughter.
how are we talking about this scene and not talking about their outfits? Doug is showing up in a straight up Fonzie style leather jacket, and Carol has fucking like leopard print with a kunai for like a hair tie.
Well, she has that, and then underneath that, she has like a black jumpsuit that has a V down. Like it's deeper V than fucking,
It's the deepest V.
like dude
Like,
in
they
Ex
are-
Machina.
Decked out.
Yeah, and it's fantastic. Again,
Also, that leather jacket can't be giving him any fucking range of movement.
that is the thing about leather.
That's some anti-tokusatsu there, Tommy.
No,
But leather is really effective against stab wounds. Leather and denim.
Well, maybe she should have been wearing it because
Yeah.
she is fighting a series of ninjas while he is fighting his brother. And then one of them has a sword and so immediately slices her across the chest. She falls into a long dying speech as she does.
Speaking of being anti-tokusatsu, when the one with the sword shows up, they kind of make it seem like, oh, he's really big. Just really terribly. Like, there's an art to making things look giant. See every episode of Power Rangers where the same suit is now a kaiju.
Yeah.
They totally whiff that. This guy looks maybe 6 inches taller than the next ninja.
I don't know if he's supposed to be big. I think he was just supposed to have a sword because they really, like, he spent maybe a good amount, like maybe a whole minute drawing that sword of this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like the last guy in any Jackie Chan fight, right? Like Jackie Chan's beat up 80 guys and suddenly here's the big guy who's come to really fight.
Oh, classic, just big guy.
It's
Like, you
kind of
ever
like,
fought, like an Uncharted game where you fight just waves of regular sized guys, and then there's a big guy at the end.
it is the Final Fantasy boss logic. Although I think in this case, it being actually a smaller guy just with a sword really does follow that.
Yeah, so Carol gives an overly long dying speech while continuing repeatedly to spit up blood throughout this speech. She just keeps on spitting out more blood as she's doing it, just motivating him to take care of these guys. And Doug transforms and starts killing ninjas all over the place. And this is the first time we really get to see the full raptor costume, which is chunky. He is a chunky boy.
It is a hunchback. It is a hunchback dinosaur, and I love it.
It is also like the most had to do this late for a school solution to the dinosaur posture that, like, okay, we need to fit a guy in a dinosaur suit, like a velociraptor suit. Now it's Velociraptor, Jurassic Park, gotta look like that. So we need it to be like also kind of horizontal to the ground and get that neck out there. But we also need to get a guy in here and him be able to run around. Also, we cannot close the crotch or else he will die. So we're going to see this thing's crotch. This thing is fucking flapping seams, just going with, like, very visible pant underneath. So again, not too far. It's definitely more sturdy than the inflatable Velociraptor costume.
Yeah, this movie really transitioned into an entirely different movie after that musical sex scene. Like, it was already schlocky before that, but after it becomes like a Fox Kids show and one of the even lower budget ones than Power Rangers. Like, now they're just casually fighting ninjas whenever is convenient to keep the plot going forward. And there's transformation sequences. And
Look, that's a legitimate writing tip. If you are ever stuck on a story, I don't care what genre, I don't care what age range, you can always move the plot along by adding a ninja attack.
yeah, can't believe they cut that scene from Black Swan. That's messed up.
Well, Darren would probably use AI for it.
Oh, yeah.
You can really tell the pacing problems in Wuthering Heights without the scene where Heathcliff fights a ninja horde.
I'm still mad at you, Darren.
Yeah, at least I feel a little less bad if we use AI to make that scene. No one do that. I am fully do not do that. But if some director deserves it to happen in their movies, it's Darren.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. However,
Somebody
don't
would
use
have
AI.
to use AI in an anime first for Darren to think of it.
That's true. And Satoshi Kon is dead, so maybe it's better this way.
So Wei Chan appears and stabs the dinosaur, and he's using a spear here, right?
No, he shoots an arrow, just like the
Arrow,
lady in
that's
the
right. Yeah.
beginning. It's like
Yeah.
it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah. So it has this arrow has anti-venom on it, which works against the curse that's turning him into a dinosaur and makes him turn back into a man. And then he's giving him a long villain speech about it, and Doug says, "Got 6 words. I think my hand is immune. And then
Very, very
he still has a dinosaur. He
fantastic
still has his
comeback.
little dinosaur glove and slashes out Wei Chen's throat. And everything's great. In fact, Carol, it turns out, is alive after all. There's nothing to be sad about.
Yeah, doctor comes in, their little whatever the head stethoscope thing is with the light.
Well, yeah, the
falls
stethoscope,
off.
like, it's like the reflector thing for your mouth or whatever. Like,
He fully
yeah,
looks like he just has like a spoon attached to his head. He's just
Yep.
you know what
took
he
Oh,
looks
when the
like?
fucking it just falls, like his head thing like just falls over
falling
his
off.
eyes, and he just like, fuck it, just keep filming. It's fine.
He looks like Dr. Tangrowth in the fucking Pokepedia.
Yes!
Like, he's got this fucking huge ass
Oh,
disc on
Professor
his head.
Tangrove.
Yeah.
Yeah. Takes her to the least qualified doctor, but he works a miracle because God clearly owes Doug a few, given what the church has done and become.
He used solar
I'm
beam.
glad you mentioned Professor Tangrove, because let me be clear, the best actor here is me for hiding my seething rage at all of you from taking me away from playing more Pacopia.
We have now indexed this podcast to the time that it is happening.
Yes.
Pocopia
We have
just
now,
came out.
this podcast is now extremely dated. Have fun, listeners, 2 months from now.
Let's not forget that they're going to continue taking on this ninja sect across the world in
Yes.
Doug's really cool car that we have not mentioned in this podcast yet. And
Well, it doesn't show up until like now, right?
no, it's in the opening credits. They play a pretty cool
that's-
song.
Right. Okay.
And they're following up on that. Like Velocipastor 2 is happening. They're taking it to like local independent theaters now, which I think is part of why you cannot stream this movie anywhere now, even for money. You cannot pay to stream this anywhere. Thankfully, shout out to my friend Natalie, who has eye patch and a hook hand and a peg leg, who found a 100% legal way for us to watch this. Don't worry about it. Thank you, Natalie. And yeah, like, do go support Velocipastor 2. They're stopping a virgin murderer, who I think, my assumption is, because Carol seems to be a target, I think Carol gets baptized, therefore making her a virgin again. And Doug has to use his Veloci powers to save the day, and I think fight another like demon dinosaur thing. It sounds cool,
Nice.
and I'm 100% here for it.
Also, Velocipastors out there, I will buy your movie twice. So, just so you know, like, our hand was forced, but we will buy your movie twice. If y'all can't buy it twice, I'll buy it for you twice.
I genuinely might make a good portion of my life this year Velocipastor. Like, I might do another episode on it. And I've
That
got
is a
cool
valid
independent
use
theater-
of life.
Yeah, cool theater near me does weird indie shows. Like, I might see if I can pull whatever strings it takes to get Velocipastor 2 to come to me, because I want to see this, and God knows when it'll be anywhere streamable. And I would love to meet Brendan Steere. Like, he is clearly an incredible filmmaker, maybe the most talented editor most of all, but that he was able to put this together and so successfully, like, make a schlocky, like, backyard movie so good while also being a love letter to this kind of movie so accurately. Like, I don't know
Just
how
come
he did it.
come podcast with us, dude. We'll promote your film.
Yeah,
as
he's
long
been
as
on a
it's-
bunch. He probably
Yeah.
would.
Yeah,
That would
do
be
chaos
rad.
magic.
I would like to know if y'all have covered anything like the genuine version of this movie, or the kind of movie that
We've
this
done
is.
Troll 2 on this podcast.
Yeah, that's like a little different, because I'm talking like, okay, one of my recommended films for this is going to be related to a filmmaker I knew growing up. Like, I had this super great coming of age summer when I was in middle school, where my brother's film school friend, who's now an active director named John Valley, who's got movies like the Pizzagate Massacre and the upcoming American Dollhouse. He was the kind of filmmaker that made movies in rural Iowa featuring ninjas. Literally, Rural Ninja was one of them. He made a werewolf movie in my family's barn. Like, not just, ooh, spooky barn. No, he built an apartment set in our barn over
Oh.
summer.
Wow.
And
Holy
like,
shit.
I
Wow.
got to see all these filmmaking techniques, how you take some plywood and make an apartment out of it, how you can tape a condom full of cough syrup on someone, and that's how you fake blood effects squirting out of things. And they did an incredible day where, like, oh, there's a werewolf scene where this woman's intestines are all torn up and across the floor. They built a false platform floor and got some pig guts because this is Iowa and you can get pig cuts at every corner market. And they like spread them all out in front of them. And
That makes sense. I've gone to Iowa lemonade stands and the girl was just like, yeah, pig guts for an extra nickel.
Where
they
was
still
I
use the
for
nickel
this?
over there.
Tying it back to the religious schism that this caused for me, I was at fucking church camp the day they filmed the pig guts scene. I didn't get to witness that in person. I only heard about it.
Oh,
Damn. Well,
Yeah.
you may have another moment to see pig gut scenes be filmed in your life. So, you know, this just because you missed this moment doesn't mean that it doesn't exist for you.
Yeah. Get me on set Velocipastor 3. I'll bring the pig guts because we got them homegrown here in Iowa. And
Yeah.
we'll,
Velocipastor 3. This time the raptor's definitely trans.
And that's the Velociraptor.
trans allegory, but it's like a hyphen,
Honestly,
so it's actually
Velociraptor
gory.
I gotta be honest, Velociraptor is actually a really great name for the sequel where like the raptor has to fight the Antichrist.
No, I believe that will occur. I'm gonna in my very limited powers of cognition, of precognition, I will the words Velociraptor, if they have not already been copyrighted by some asshole. The words Velociraptor, if they don't appear in the next film, because they do say the word Velocipastor in this film. So if they don't say Velociraptor in the next film, then I will listen to a whole album of Dave Matthews Band.
If he's still the Velocipastor in the next film, he's either still pretending to be a priest in order to advance his dinosaur murdering, or he realized that there's religions that let him fuck.
Yeah.
Like
And he's
Presbyterian.
gonna carry around
Yeah.
a big
He wouldn't even
cross
have to
that's also a gun.
redecorate, apparently.
If they could make a sequel that's also a pastiche of the God's Not Dead movies, like make it God's Not Dead 5, the Velociraptor, like
You have to watch those movies, though.
After
That's-
that,
You don't
I want a
have
movie
to.
where he becomes a farmer and you call it Velocipasture.
That's a backstory. That's his backstory of
I was
the
going to make a joke
original.
about him being put out to Velocipasture.
And then if you have dinosaur
That's
milk,
when he
just
gets-
make sure you Velocipasteurize it.
Yeah.
I think
I
we've-
officially
Otherwise
drove it
you'll
into the
die-
ground with that one. I
Yeah.
fucking
What,
I fucking
no.
killed it worse than
No, Ben.
White Boy Ninja.
Shh. No, listen. If you don't get your milk Velocipasteurized, then you die Velocifaster.
Jeremy, what's the next segment?
Don't build
I
off my
killed it.
terrible joke. It's
Well,
that's
Kill
just building
Seal.
on a foundation of mud.
let me ask you all this. Does this movie deal with race and social justice in progressive ways?
Anyone could be a ninja.
They went east.
Anywhere can be China.
I think it very
Especially
distinctly
according to-
calls out movies like it and the sort of racism they engage in.
Yes.
Also, the
yeah,
characters
it's
are
not-
speaking like actual Chinese and actual Japanese where they are. Like that's, you know,
In the actual region.
If you're
Yeah.
watching it with no context of movies like this, it just reads as racist. I feel like at best it's self-aware or kind of in on the joke. So of the typical questions, that's probably the one I rank the least.
I can't imagine watching a movie like watching this movie without having seen other movies like this for context, without having seen B horror movies. Like, what must it be like for this movie to be your first experience with B horror?
The person
Right,
who
like-
funded this movie is likely in that camp. Like, there was kind of a mysterious benefactor that gave them the like $30,000 or whatever it cost to make this, that Brendan Steere's pretty confident has not seen this movie. So like could be the person that's responsible for it existing has not seen these and would be very put off by this.
or this mysterious benefactor is a Mr. Jonathan Troma, and he is working at it from the inside.
Now, what would you all say this movie has to say about mental illness or physical disability?
It does say that the church actively preys on people who are disadvantaged, especially those who are experiencing things like addiction.
And
Yeah.
our heroes seem to treat unhoused people with respect. Like Carol pays well the guy that asked her for change.
And he's nice.
What about class? How does this movie deal with class?
Hooker, doctor, lawyer.
There is
I mean,
commentary.
the traps of student debt and education and being driven into illegal activities to try to fund life because economic advancement isn't possible through legitimate means. Oh, in the true capitalist society, only Frankie Mermaid thrives.
Indeed, and that's why we need the Velocipastor to balance out.
Frankie's more of a siren in that case, you know?
Sounds like one.
You know, a big question, is this movie feminist?
I
Of
have
course.
spoken. It is feminist.
Yeah, I feel like surprisingly almost because when we're talking about objectifying characters, despite them casting Carol as a prostitute in the story, she is not sexualized.
Yeah.
And he kind of is.
Oh, he's sexualized way more than her.
He is absolutely 100% sexualized, pointedly the way that a woman in a movie like this would be sexualized.
The one scene we see Carol in her underwear, like, those are cool panties. Like, kind of envious, and not just because, like, they look good. Any other movie, it'd be like, what's the least amount of underwear we can put them in? Whereas this is the, like...
Also, we see her in their underwear.
Well, that was
while
their
she's
attitude
fighting.
towards Doug.
She wears more underwear in this than Sigourney Weaver does in space.
Yeah, but in space...
Well, you need less
you know.
underwear when there's less gravity.
Yeah.
No one
Exactly.
can hear your seams.
There's no
That's
underwear.
That's pretty good.
There's
That was
nowhere
pretty
in
good.
Underwear in space.
That was
Jerry.
good. I'll give you your flowers for that one, Jeremy.
Now, I will say, I don't think this movie passes the Bechdel test. I know that's not exactly an objective measure, but...
I mean, how can it? The only women characters are Carol and Doug's mom, who blows up in the first scene.
Yeah, all the other women other than Carol are already dead in this movie. Doug's mom, Stewart's wife or fiance,
Oh, yeah.
and then
Also dead, yeah.
mysterious ninja's Japanese girlfriend, who I don't remember if she's dead or he's left her behind in Japan.
Yeah. And also, apropos of the Bechdel test comparison, none of the female characters in this film talk to each other or exist in the same space. So that's another failure of the
They're not
Bechdel
even
test.
alive at the same time.
Yeah. Not to say that, again, like I still think this movie's feminist for like actual real reasons, not just the funny things that they do, but like still.
All right, I think that only leaves, do we think this movie is worth seeing? Do we recommend people check it out?
Oh, hell yeah. This movie's a fucking blast.
Yes. However, I have one caveat. You have to tell them that you never see a raptor in a priest outfit.
Fair.
That's
Yeah, you
important.
never do get the combination.
Like, that's why I was so... I think that's the main reason that I had any sort of, like, thought about the quality of the raptor costume, is because, like, what I really wanted to see was just him with a raptor mask and the raptor claws and, like, maybe feet and tail, but, like, all coming out of the priest outfit. Like, not even dinosaur shaped. He's just like a guy wearing raptor claws. Like he's he's on his way to building a full fursuit, but not quite there. Like, start with the hands and the head.
I just want to see the little raptor hands like working the rosary, you know? That's what I want to see.
Hey, real quick, we didn't talk about this. We didn't talk about how fucking Sam, aka what's his face, the ninja, crossed himself martial artsily. Like, he fucking kung fu crossed himself and did like a ready stance.
That's
and I
fair.
think that, the choreography in this movie is also like surprisingly good for, having a movie that says VFX car on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, speaking of Tokusatsu, that's a very like wind blowing when he moves his hands Tokusatsu move
yeah.
of like when he does his spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch. It's like
Yeah.
with the wind blowing sound effects.
And
I wish that there would maybe there is one somewhere in one of these Power Rangers, but like, is there a giant priest kaiju that does amen?
You
I
know,
mean, we know the one Megazord is God in the Sentai.
Time for
Exactly.
your last rites.
now, as far as my endorsement, guys, the movie is 70 minutes long. Like, while I think it is like a cinematic masterpiece, and like I've watched it a good 4 or 5 times now, if you don't like it, watch another movie afterwards. You can watch this and still have plenty of evening left. It's
Yeah.
70 minutes.
You can watch it drunk. I didn't watch it drunk or stoned or anything. Like, I watched
Yeah.
it cold sober, and I had a great time.
This movie is like 8 minutes longer than one episode of live action One Piece. To further date exactly when this episode was recorded.
St.
You
Patty's
could watch
Day.
this movie 2 to 3 times in the time it takes you to watch one Darren Aronofsky film.
Yeah.
You should do that before anyone makes you watch a Darren Aronofsky film. At least raise the idea of watching Velocipastor 3 times, or in the
Oh,
further
yeah.
future, marathon Velocipastors 1 and 2, and whatever else Brendan Steere has done, or maybe throw Psycho Goreman in there. I think it's kind of a good, same type of movie, just a little more elevated.
Well, that is a good transition to recommendations. Tommy, is Psycho Gorman one of your recommendations, or do you have other things you would like to recommend?
Yeah, I want to come at this from 3 angles. So for like intentional schlock, Psycho Goreman is like this with a bit more budget and polish and way more intentionally tokusatsu. Like, they very much wear their Hokkaider influence on their sleeve, and their Fangoria articles where I read them mention Hokkaider.
Well, that's how you know it's Hokkaider, because he wears it on his sleeve.
Coming at it from the intentional like exploitation film angle, check out The Last Dragon, 1980s action movie that's like like slightly like kung fu movie.
Show enough.
Blaxploitation. Also has a trans character that's not the butt of a joke, like just decent trans character that's in the middle of it for a second. No one says anything mean or derogatory to her. In fact, they listen to her and do not hit her boyfriend in the face. It's great. It's like, it feels like the best superhero movie of the 80s when there really were no other like decent superhero movies. I know it's a little bit more Bruce Lee, kung fu, whatever, but check it out. You'll love it. It's awesome. And finally, going to that, like, my roots of backyard filmmaking folks, my friend John Valley has like definitely, he does not make this style of movie anymore, but the type of movies he does make are pretty cool. Check out the Pizzagate Massacre, which I think is on like Tubi or Vudu or one of the weirder streaming services. Really good. Quite enjoyed that movie. I was sort of shocked that I knew the director by the end of it. Just was like, I can't believe I know someone who made something this good. In the realm of film.
Is it a documentary?
No, not a documentary. More of a, I don't really know how I describe it. I feel like it's respectful to the subject matter, but it's kind of exploring like someone that goes off the rails, exploring the Pizzagate conspiracy and seeing how those circles like devolve into something much worse and more violent in their little echo chambers. It's not much like another movie I've seen elsewhere, which in itself is like a good enough reason to see it.
That sounds really cool, actually. Like, that sounds good. A good rec.
I would love to hear y'all talk about it on this show. I'd maybe refrain from being on that episode because, like, I don't know, I'm very biased in its favor. But
is it a horror movie?
I'd call it horror, a little more social horror than like what's usually discussed. Not to the point of Assassination Nation, but still like maybe that type of like, there's sort of real world horror to this.
Yeah, cool. Well,
yeah, that sounds really cool to check out.
Yeah.
What about you two?
My recommendation, I'm actually going to keep the blaxploitation train going. I mentioned it earlier. My recommendation is Black Dynamite. It was made by Michael Jai White. I know he starred in it. I don't know what other roles he had in it. Okay, he wrote it as well. So created by Michael Jai White. It is this incredible blaxploitation movie. It is so fucking funny. It is much more explicitly just like a comedy and a satire, but it is like half of the lines in the movie I think about at least once a week. So if you've never seen Black Dynamite, you must track this movie down. And Emily, what's your recommendation?
So there's a film that really is in the same 1-to-1 ratio of vibes as this movie, just with a little bit more polish. It is a short film, maybe a little bit shorter than this, and it is known as Kung Fury. And that one you will recognize from the countless memes that it inspired if you haven't already seen it. And just like this film, it started as a fake trailer. And but the differences, other than the like vaporwave polish of Kung Fury, is Kung Fury is Swedish and it is quintessentially Swedish, and I will not elaborate.
Okay. On the blaxploitation side, I was also this movie made me think a lot about Petey Wheatstraw, which we've covered on here.
Yeah.
Petey Wheatstraw, the Devil's Son-in-Law, starring Rudy Ray Moore, which is always a good time. If you were looking for something that is genuinely bad in the way that this movie is trying to be bad, I highly recommend going on Shudder and checking out Chopping Mall, which is a movie about a group of teenagers who sneak around in the mall after the mall is closed to have sex and get attacked by the security bots that patrol the mall, who have shorted out and become murderous. Uh, you know, this was the 80s. It's totally something I feel like we might have to worry about now, but these are the least threatening looking little robots, like little square robots on tank treads, but they kill people in gruesome and horrible ways. That movie is not in the least feminist. It is very, very not progressive in a lot of ways, but it is very silly. And the other one I want to recommend because it's 20th anniversary, I think this week, is Slither.
Oh
Which if you haven't
shit.
seen Slither, it is a monster film. It is a really fun, really gross monster film by a man who is much better known now. James Gunn did a nice little
Fuck, really?
horror bit. Yep.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Shit,
You
nice.
better believe Michael Rooker's in it.
oh yeah,
Bless.
James Gunn. We got Nathan Fillion. We got Michael Rooker. Elizabeth Banks is in there. It is a great little, really gross horror movie, which is right sort of in the James Gunn milieu.
His
So yeah, I mean,
movies, they're so much more like focused and tame now. This is maybe the only successful form of gun control we've seen over the last 20 years.
oh,
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Here. There's a flower.
Oh,
It's lavender. Um
Tommy, do you want to remind people about where they can find Giant Size Violence if they're listening to this on the Progressively Horrified thread?
yeah. So you can find Giant Size Violence on most podcast feeds, as well as YouTube. We likely will be making the leap to video this year, as well as my sister show, Transcending Comics, a very trans comic book podcast. And coming this summer, likely late June or early July, I will be on a Kickstarter campaign for Mismatch, which is a comic mainly written by my great friend Jason Bryant, and I'm going to have a short comic featured in there as well. It's a post-apocalyptic Toy Story, or a story in a dystopian toy store in a post-human world. And it's my favorite script I've seen him ever write, so I was very enthusiastic to help him with the campaign. I'm looking forward to having a short feature in that as well. So do keep an eye on that. We should have a pre-launch page up sometime around when this episode goes live.
nice.
Fantastic.
That sounds really cool.
And if you are on the other side listening to this on the Giant Size Violence feed, that's the word I'm trying to think of, you can find Progressively Horrified wherever you listen to podcasts. We talk about horror movies and progressive politics and the progressive politics of horror movies. We post pretty much every week, except for once a month we have a Patreon only episode where we have previously talked about all the Fast and the Furious movies and are currently talking about all of the Wachowskis' filmography. we've almost made our way through that, so we're gonna have to find. I think I think we have to watch Sense8 next, but then after that we'll have to find something new and fun to talk about.
We still have
when we're not talking
Matrix
about horror movies.
Resurrections.
Yeah, yeah. I'm saying we're getting close to the end. So unless the Wachowskis come out with something new in the next couple months, we're gonna run out of new things to cover. But yeah, find us there, and also find us online. We're on online at Prog Horror Pod on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on TikTok, not on the other places because those places are terrible.
We'll see how long TikTok lasts again, but yes. Also, I recommend Jacob's Ladder so you get the jokes.
Jacob's Ladder is, I think, a very different feel than everything else that we've recommended in this group. Not a fun time, Jacob's Ladder, but sure.
Yeah.
Go at some point, watch that.
Has monster fucking.
Emily, where do you last minute recommend people follow you online?
At Prog Horror Pod. I don't deserve to show myself this episode.
Just look up
I
Megamoth.
agree.
Just good.
Wherever there are Megamoths, there's Emily.
Well, mostly Mega_Moth on Instagram, but we're also just join our Patreon. Join the podcast Patreon, Prog Horror Pod Patreon.
Yeah, $5 a month to get a bunch of extra stuff, plus no commercials on your feed. All right.
Ben? Anything
Ben?
you want to plug?
At BenCon Comics, at anywhere you want to find me. I'm
Very
tired.
Yeah, and I'm just Jeremy Whitley places, so follow me there. I have stuff about all my comics there, and I think not long after this comes out, you should be able to go ahead and pre-order the third book of School for Extraterrestrial Girls, which is Jamie Noguchi and my graphic novel series about a girl who finds out she's an alien and she spontaneously combusts and has to go to a school for alien kids.
Also get Renegade Royale, the sequel to Renegade Rule.
Thank you, Emily.
Yeah, by that one, Ben Kahn, Esquire.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on for this crossover. I've had a lovely time. Thank y'all especially for staying up late for this. I know it's later for y'all on the East Coast, but yeah, this has been a lot of fun. And thanks for having me on your feed as well.
Thanks for having us.
This is a super fun one. Thank you, everyone, for listening.
And until next time, stay giant.
Violent.
That's good. Stay
Stay
violent.
violent.
Yeah, that's the best one.
Stay horrified.
Freedom can't be seen by downcast eyes. So raise your gaze until your 10 feet tall and shake your fist to the sky. Refuse to die or let them make you small. Cause they love just to see you convinced you're just a brick in the wall. But you're not just a brick in the wall. La da 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 da.